Do you want to know what it's like to try and get a Vet 1 Shipmaster while also trying to do Ghost Play, and how does that really snowball in a way where it can work out advantageously for you? If so, you have come to the exact place, which is a beautiful Shipmaster Halo Wars 2 match that we're going to see here. Opening up with a Harvester, we will get that upgraded right away. Then we're going to get Gen 2nd. We will get the Banish Raid upgrade point, so then we will be able to get that additional vision for our infantry. And then we're just going to keep on grabbing the resources around the map. So we have ourselves a UNSC team with Johnny in the middle, a Decimus on the left-hand side. Immediately, Orange was thinking about trying to take that power, and so I put my grunt right on the high ground. That's a little tidbit that you can do on this map when someone's trying to go and grab those resources. And so opening up, this is going to be pretty simple. Going supply gen, and getting those upgrades right away going for our harvester and for our extractor. And so Shipmaster is a very interesting leader because Shipmaster, depending on what you're going up against, can be very helpful or incredibly detrimental. Now, the reason why I say that is because if you look at what we're going up against, we're going against three Covenant leaders. And so that means they don't really have anti-infantry units like snipers like the way UNSC does. So I do suggest trying to open up with a Shipmaster if you are playing a Shipmaster and you're going against a full Covey leader base. And so that means I'm going to go ahead and try and get an armory out as soon as that second gen gets built. Didn't want to go ahead and do it right away, and I wasted some supply getting that harvester, but it is what it is. And we're going to keep on looking around the map and see what the enemy is doing as a whole. But as I was saying before, Shipmaster can be incredibly strong. It's very easy to get it ranked up because when it does its attack, it usually has to stop and then do its attack motion. And because of that, it ends up getting Veteran C a lot more efficiently because of the fact that the only way you can get Veteran C apparently is when you're not moving and your unit ends up killing another unit. And so there you go. Shipmaster is now being made. We do have that mini base expansion. We are going to try and start getting these high grounds and these garrisons set up. And another fun fact, every time you go ahead and get a leader, you can actually go ahead and upgrade a harvester for free. And what I mean by for free is just that you will still be able to get the upgrade for your leader by the time your leader comes out. So little fun tidbit there. We're going to see if we can get our grunt on that high ground over there to get that additional vision if possible. And now our ghost production is going to start. And so this is a two-phase attack here. One, we're going to have our leader, and then the second one is going to reinforce with some ghosts, and we'll get ghost shielding if we need it. So how will that play out? Well, we're going to find out soon enough because there's going to be some aggression that's going to be happening on our side to try and punish this fast expansion that Orange is trying to get away with. And so Ghost is immediately going to try and head over there. Orange is sending a grunt to go ahead and scout to see if I've got myself a second base. And spoiler, I do not. And so the Ghost is doing a good job trying to body block that to the best of their ability, but unfortunately they still got through. And now my leader has shown up as well to go ahead and start working on this base. So Ghost production is going to continue, and now we're going to start working on getting rid of it. And that grunt was able to escape, which is quite unfortunate, but we're going to have the rest of our ghosts end up coming in for reinforcements. Could have definitely rallied right on my leader, and there's that rally. And so now we're focusing down on the base with our leader. Raid camp is coming down. We're still going to keep making our ghosts, and we're going to get rid of a first set of grunts. And now here we go. Orange is trying to show up with a bunch of grunts themselves as well. And so now my Shipmaster is going to come in to try and deal with this issue and start getting some damage. It does look like green is going to come down with a good vortex lightning. Sniper reinforcements are going to come in with Johnny as well. So now we got ourselves a nice coordinated attack. Engineers are starting to show up by Orange, which will be a problem because we do not have much anti-air as a whole. Ghosts are still being in production. We're going to go ahead and grab the second base because we're floating a little bit more supply, and we're going to need to do something about it eventually. And so now they're trying to get turrets up, and they upgraded their second base point right away on their expansion base. So I'm going to use my ghost to try and focus down on these engineers. They're not the most excellent option for trying to shoot stuff down in the air as a whole, but We need to be able to stop these engineers from getting these heals off. And now we're going to focus down on that turret before that turret comes out, because we really don't want that situation happening. But there are a lot of engineers being made at this moment, which is going to be quite unfortunate. It's stalling quite well, in my opinion. And so we're going to use the ghost to still try and be that little anti-air that we can get. We're going to keep using our Shipmaster to try and do some damage towards everything else. And so we're trying to focus it down, but they are not really good anti-air units. So definitely making some grunts into this army definitely would have helped, even though there are some suicide grunts popping up as a whole. And now they're going to go ahead and try and heal up the main base themselves as well. Shipmaster is going to keep coming out to try and focus down on anything that pops out of there in regards to like ground units. And we're going to keep trying to work our way through and trying to clear out that base over there. And speaking of which, Gyloth drop is coming down. And I don't mean Gyloth drop, but Gyloth attack. And our teammate ends up losing his base altogether. And so now we're kind of in a very detrimental spot. Our teammate has lost everything on that left hand side. He does have a couple leaders. He has a leader and he has some grunts, but unfortunately he's still hurting. And now we have a vet 1 Shipmaster, which that's going to be really good in regards to that extra damage reduction and DPS as well. We finally have enough for Tech 2, which we were already in, didn't even realize it. Foundry is coming down. Yellow's going to go ahead and try and focus down on Light Blue's base. I do have a cleansing beam if it needs to be used, but it turns out Light Blue is going to be okay. These snipers are still in a very good spot as a whole. Another engineer is coming in. We're working on the base pretty well, but the engineers are still being quite the pain. And so we're trying to focus down the engineer once again. And now all of a sudden you have ghosts showing up as well. But now we're going to put down a good cleansing beam that's really going to hurt and weaken some of the ghosts that are there and get rid of the remainder of these engineers that have shown up. It continues to be quite the pain to go ahead and deal with as a whole. And there we go, all of a sudden the teleport is coming down. Looks like red is playing as arbiter. We do have snipers trying to back ourselves up as well. Shipmaster is going to come in and do some additional damage as well to clear out some of these units. But it does look like there's a lot going on. A bunch of hammer brutes are coming down as well. We're going to try and micro even better. We got ourselves a first Reaver to deal with the engineers that are in the sky. And with our Shipmaster, we're going to start working on the ground units as well. Arbiter is out and getting focused down by the snipers that are in the bunker. And so we are able to take that out. Locusts are now being made to get the building damage that we need. And all in all, this is a pretty big engagement that's happening over here. We're continuing working on the ghosts. Reavers are working on those engineers. The bunker is still alive just barely. And Shipmaster's trying to continuously do some damage, getting rid of the remainder of these ghosts. And these ghosts are trying to do some good work. But unfortunately, things are getting a little bit too hard for us. We're going to have to start getting our retreat ready, because there's still a little bit too much. But with Shipmaster still having their shields and now Vet 2, this is going to be quite helpful for us down the line. So we're going to go ahead and start retreating just a little bit. The snipers are out and they're all Vet 1, which is very nice to see. But a drop is coming down with the elite enforcers by the Shipmaster, and this is going to put this push to a close. Unfortunately, we are losing a little bit of locusts. We are retreating the Reavers as well, but the snipers are still doing good work and providing the backup support that we need as a whole. And so we're going to keep focusing on trying to improve our economy. We do have a displacement for when we need to use it. Was going to try and capture with the ghost, but kind of mismicroed, and now the leader is going to keep trying to capture that. But we're still in an alright position. Light green lost everything, unfortunately, in regard to that base, and they're still rebuilding to the best of their ability. But it's going to be my job to see if I can go ahead and apply some pressure over here in order to do a little bit more damage to the enemy and see if I can take out this base. And there goes orange dropping down a cleansing. We're trying to go ahead and go for a split, and it does look like we're going to lose 2 locusts in the process, which is quite unfortunate. We are going to start getting some turrets to help fortify our base just a little bit. And now we got to be careful here. We got to want to keep our locusts alive if possible. We're going to use our engineers to start clearing out some engineers, some of these Reavers to clear out some of these engineers. And since Shipmaster's level 2, we're going to actually go ahead and use Shipmaster to start focusing down on some more units. I don't think they have a good response to the Shipmaster right now. We're going to keep focusing down on those hunters if possible. Elite Rangers will be made. In fact, I end up canceling that option mainly because of the fact that I feel like Shipmaster is going to be able to take out these hunters just fine. And so this level 2 Shipmaster just takes 2 attacks to get rid of all these hunters, which is actually looking pretty good. And Orange's second base is starting to hurt even more. They do have themselves an engineer healing it with damage reduction, but with this Shipmaster over here that's now a Vet 3 Shipmaster, things are looking very, very strong for us in regards to veteranship and our hero. Shipmaster will be able to take out a lot of units as a whole. We're finally working on Tech 3. We're going to make some Marauders just because we got that extra supply. And now Yellow's starting to show up to see if they can go ahead and hit Light Blue's base on the middle lane. Will they be able to do it? We're going to go ahead and try and keep our Reavers back to go ahead and do something about this. We do have a cleansing as well. And so now we're going to pair up a cleansing with the Mac, and there we go. We just cleared out a Shroud and like 8 Banshees that have shown up, 9 Banshees, 10 Banshees, and now Light Green has shown up with their own air as well. So we were able to reset that pretty well. And now with our army, we're going to see if we can get ourselves another push onto Orange to try and turn this tide of war. We don't know really what's happening on the left-hand side, but if we put up enough pressure in this right-hand side, hopefully we can bring the units over here such that they have to deal with me. My teammates can keep on working on trying to get a better army comp. And so it does look like Orange is also trying to go air as well. We're going to retreat our Locust just a little bit, just because we don't want them to be in a situation where they're going to be hurting. We don't really have much anti-air yet to go ahead and deal with the air that's showing up right now, but we do have our hero that's going to go and try and take out a turret at least. We're finally going to get our final upgrade for our hero because of the fact that he's so ahead. We did lose one Reaver since most of them are in the red, but we're still going to try and keep this pressure going. But with these anti-vehicle turrets that are showing up with Orange, it is going to make it a little bit more difficult. We do have Locusts that are going to go ahead and focus down their supply depot. And I think it's going to be a pretty decent move, mainly because it's just additional things that we can go ahead and ruin his economy with. And so we're going to work on getting rid of the Apex. We're going to also get rid of another Extractor. And so he's hurting pretty hard over there, but it turns out Orange actually has a base on that left-hand side as well, which is quite unfortunate. And so we're going to go ahead and fall back just a little bit. We do have some rates that we're making for our army now. And now we got to figure out what is the next best move. Let's see if they got themselves a second base of some sort. We're going to grab ourselves a third base to stay ahead in the economy. Continue raid production, continue Reaver production, get ourselves upgrades for the vehicles, and it does look like Light Green and Light Blue are able to clear out that base that Orange had on that left-hand side. And now we're looking to see if we can pressure that red side of the lane. And so I do have Tactical Gateway, and I am thinking about using it. Looking at what's over there, it does seem like it's doable. So it really just depends on what we have going on and if we're going to have a push happen on that lane. And so here we go. We're going to get ourselves a Tactical Gateway to be used. It's going to get popped. We're going to go ahead and throw all our units in there, and we're going to see if we can go ahead and pressure that. Meanwhile, Orange does have themselves another base, and this is what I mean. Because of the fact that Light Green lost his base very early on, this side of the lane kind of had a free reign to do whatever they want. But with everything that we have right now, all those Locusts, we have these Reavers, we have Engineers to heal our army, and this one magnificent ghost that happens to still be alive. We're going to go ahead and take out Red's base immediately. And now since we were able to take that out, we are going to go ahead and clear out some of this army that's over here. And now we're going to head back because Orange is showing up at my base, and Light Blue actually has sanctioned snipers inside of bunkers, and that's going to make it very hard for Orange to continue to push my expansion base. His leader gets taken out immediately, and my army has come back to help reinforce. We're using the Y move for the engineer to get that damage reduction, and it looks like we have successfully taken out Red's second base, Orange's expansion base, and even though there is a base over there, we're going to keep on seeing if we can apply this pressure to put the nail in the coffin on this side of the lane. We have a veteran 3 Shipmaster, and it's really making the difference. The question is, can it really finish the deal? Just based off what we have alone, well, we do have a good vehicle army to go ahead and help out. And so here we go. We got ourselves another big push with ourselves, using Locust as the forefront to get rid of that shield gen as fast as possible. We have engineers that's going to be providing heals, and yellow has shown up with a scarab, unfortunately. And so once again, we're going to have to try and fall back because this is something that we won't really be able to hit quite well. We are going to just fall back a little bit. Our Shipmaster is going to stay focused on that mini base and get rid of that extractor on that mini base. And we're going to try and foster up our blister back if possible, but it does look like we're kind of in a rock and a hard place right now. And so yellow has shown up with the scarab and some reavers. We do have some units over here. We're going to go ahead and displace everything that's over there that's not near the scarab, so that way the scarab can go ahead and just be focused down by our teammates. We're going to get ourselves a cloaking gen and a shield gen and start working on some supply economy on this side. Shipmaster is doing a great job clearing out many bases as well, and looks like we just found ourselves exactly where red, the arbiter, is at, and light blue, so we're in a very good position as a whole. And we're still going to take that out, which is going to be very nice, getting rid of that wraith. And yellow is trying to decide what they're going to do, but they're trying to fall back to their own base in mid because that scarab is hurting really hard. And so all of a sudden a teleport comes in right onto my army. We're going to go ahead and use a cleansing beam to get rid of almost everything that's over there. Locust is focusing down on the arbor since it's not fully upgraded. Cleansing beam is coming down to try and wipe everything else out. We do have ourselves a big engagement. We have our own TP that we're going to go ahead and use and fall back because elite rangers were not being dropped because they aren't elite rangers, elite enforcers, and we are going to lose quite a little bit of units from arbiter coming in and just doing a massive damage and cleaning house on our side of the field. But remember, that is all they really have, and we do have a Shipmaster that was clearing stuff out in the back, and just like that, an enemy ends up disconnecting, and it does look like it ends up being red that disconnects first. And now orange is left on one base, well technically two, but we're going to end up clearing this out as a whole. And so it turns out Shipmaster in this situation is such a strong play. I really suggest going Shipmaster when you're going against full covey. And when I mean by going Shipmaster, I mean by going the hero Shipmaster, mainly because, right, the only way they can really stop Shipmaster early on is like what? If they have choppers, if they have ghosts, as well as elite enforcers, not elite enforcers, elite rangers. And so unless they have enough of that, then really your hero can have free reign to do whatever they want, which is exactly what happened here. And so we ended up clearing the remainder of orange's base, and this game is going to end up coming to a close. And so even though we lost a base on the left hand side, our teammate lost it really early on, we were able to make a good comeback, a good victory out of that. So here we go. I'm playing a Shipmaster, went 26 for 90 and won the supply and gen game. 13 for 61 for our Johnny. 21 for 24 for our Decimus. I lost his base early on. And then Arbiter went 67 for 21. Colony went 33 for 23. And Decimus, Atriox, went 75 for 14 with a nice amount of units built. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a like. Really appreciate it. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. With that being said, I do have a game dev channel. If you're interested in what I'm making on the side, feel free to check that out using the description down below with the link to my other stuff. But with that being said, have yourself a good one. Have yourself a splendid one. Hope you enjoyed this Vet 3 Shipmaster play. And until next time.